If the people in your life, co-workers, friends, and even your partner don't respect you, it's usually not about them. It's because you're not fully respecting yourself. I'm not here to provide you with a definitive answer, just a perspective shift and how it helped me understand where I was going wrong and where I could change. By the end of this video, you will understand how setting a standard, listening to yourself, and no longer neglecting yourself will make people respect you more, simply because you respect yourself more. I never used to listen to myself at all. And the thing is, I was quite ignorant of the fact. I didn't understand what it meant to truly look after myself. I would go to the gym quite often, as many people do. I would eat here and there. I would have takeaways and tell myself it was discipline. I told myself I was looking after myself. And then a few months came by and I realized I was stuck in this same loop, in this same cycle. And the problem with loops is that you don't see them because it's internal programming. And it's often easy to do journaling or to go for walks and then talk to yourself for hours. And I've done that. I've done that for months. I've done it for years. I'd go out and ask myself, why are things not changing? And then I came across this point in my life where I was scrolling in Instagram and I saw this video and it was talking about survival mode. And I realized instantly, survival mode is something that I've been stuck in my whole entire life. And maybe you've been stuck in it yourself. And what did that look like for me? Worrying about every single thing in my life because I felt like I was inadequate. What did that look like for my money? I would buy every single thing I saw because I thought it would help me somehow make more money. And what did it actually do? It made me have less money. And it gave me this false sense of success and interpretation of what I was actually doing in my life, which was nothing. What else? My relationships. I chose less than ideal partners. That broke down my self-esteem, that ruined my confidence, that showed to me that maybe I wasn't somebody that was worth respect. And what else? Work, jobs. I got into jobs and work because I just wanted more money. I dropped my self-respect and my values simply because I believed that's all I was worth. What about in the gym? I didn't track my workouts. I didn't track my workouts because I thought, I knew what I was doing. I was ignorant. And there's a level of humility I guess you have to have. You don't start off right at the top. You grow through stages. But I feel like if I was to speak to myself and tell my old version of myself what I know now, the main thing I'd say is, where are you being ignorant? Why are you repeating the same cycles even though you know you're not happy? You're not happy for a reason. You're not living in alignment. When I started to track my workouts, I started to drink a lot more water. That's another thing as well. Drinking water, taking supplements and not buying things for the sake of buying it to make myself feel like I'm achieving something. That's when internal self-respect actually started to grow for me, I think. Also, realizing that I was in this state of survival mode, and not because I necessarily put myself there, but my environment did, how my parents brought me up and the expectations they had for me. But it was my responsibility and it was my own fault for staying there. And it gets to a point where I feel like it was easy for me to become so bitter with my life because I was thinking, I'm doing all these things. I'm going to the gym. I go to the gym every single day. I try my best. I pray. I read my word. I do the best I can to become the best person that I can become. But I wasn't seeing a change. Then I started to say, well, maybe success is only segregated for the super wealthy or the super lucky. But that was just an excuse. Treating myself like somebody worthy of respect was one of the most important things that I feel like I could have done. And it's difficult because I was living in this ignorance thinking I was doing that anyway. Like I said, I've always considered myself as somebody that's set a high standard and precedent for myself. Whether that precedent be through self-hatred or my own achievements. Not realizing that wasn't self-respect. Self-respect is a few different things that I feel like I can now define, although I do believe that definition might change over time. It's discipline, patience. You don't need to buy every single item that you see. Buy the things that you feel like will help you. Maybe supplements. Supplements have helped me a lot. Eating healthy, nutritious foods. It's always been quite difficult for me. I thought, what's the point? Let me drink a few protein shakes. Let me have a pizza that will fill my calories. Let me just starve myself. I used to starve myself so much. It's crazy. I think both times I've gotten a six-pack is because I starved myself. The first time was out of a relationship, out of self-hatred and starvation. I just got a six-pack and it looked good. The second time was same thing. We went on holiday. It wasn't a breakup, sorry. We went on holiday and I didn't really understand the best way to go about it. So I just fasted, had like 1,800 calories a day. I starved myself. You're not looking after yourself. My energy flatlined. My social skills evaporated simply because I didn't feel myself correctly. And when you don't feel yourself correctly, your body goes into this sort of fight or flight mode. And it tells you that something is about to happen. You know, if you're starving, you're worrying about when am I going to get my next meal. You don't have the energy to focus on yourself. You don't have the energy to grow. You don't have the energy to truly understand what's going on in your life at this current time. It's so crazy and so cliche because when you truly let go of the old patterns of yourself and you focus on truly looking after yourself and doing the things that really do help, you actually start to see more progress. You think that doing the thing will get you there, and it will get you there, but with massive resistance. You start eating more, you have more energy, you drink more water, your body's made up of 90% water. You start to feel better. You start to go to the gym and track your workouts. You see progress in your lifts. You see where things aren't going right. Becoming a lot more intentional, I think, is what I would say to myself. How and where in my life can I be more intentional, sorry, and where in my life am I not being intentional? Every little thing you track. But at the same time, also don't do too much, because I feel like I also had the sort of negative realization that I tracked everything simply because I wanted to improve. And that was also in this survival state because I believed that improving was a condition of my being, when it's not. It's something I want to do. I thought to myself it was something I needed to do, but it's something I want to do because now I've realized I truly do respect myself. I have the energy to do so. I have the energy to grow. I have the energy to make friends. I have the energy to speak to people even when they've annoyed me. When you start to truly, I believe, respect yourself, you start to do these little things that you might not have done in the past simply because you didn't see the value in it. You have more energy. You're a lot more happier. You're a lot more stronger. People see that. And it's something that people don't truly understand. It's something I never really understood. But when you actually start to look after yourself, and you say, okay, well, I go to the gym. Okay, you got muscles, you look good. Okay, fine. But what about everything else? What about when you're not in the gym, but when you're in here? People can see that. People can see when you have your head down. People can see when you're not talking as much because you're not confident or something's gone on. You can't hide your emotions. I've tried to hide my emotions a lot, and you can't hide it. People see it on you. People smell it on you. That's the sort of stuff I believe connects you to success or to what you want in your life, is being able to respect yourself. Because when you respect yourself, your friends respect you a lot more. Your partner will respect you a lot more. Your co-workers will respect you a lot more. Opportunities will respect you a lot more. Imagine if you went to a job interview in, I don't know, shorts and a t-shirt instead of a suit. What does that display? That's an external example. Now try and think internally. That's what I'll tell myself, I believe. Respect yourself and people will start to respect you.